filling a loader bucket with material from a pile. The arc penetration method involves forcing the bucket into the pile and rolling back the machine while raising the bucket at the same time. This method is best for lifting lighter materials. The second method of filling a loader bucket, step penetration, involves forcing the bucket into the pile at ground level, raising it a foot, and then forcing the bucket further into the pile. Whichever method you use, be sure to avoid undercutting. Stay with need in operating a front-end loader is how to maintain the machine's stability. Remember that stability is based upon the principle of balance and leverage. There are all sorts of mathematical equations that can be used to explain the relationship between torque, leverage, force, radius, and whatnot. But let's put it in simpler terms. If there's too much weight on one side of the machine, it's going to tip over. Though it seems easier to carry more materials in each load and get the job done faster, the operator's manual and capacity labels state that you must stay within the machine's rated operating capacity. In addition, you also need to operate within the capacity of any attachments you will be using. Let's go over a few terms you should be familiar with relating to loader stability. Tipping capacity is the weight of the payload at which the machine will tip over. The rated operating capacity is determined by the manufacturer to make sure you never come close to reaching your machine's tipping capacity, regardless of the site conditions. Breakout force is the amount of force the machine hydraulics will actually lift when curling the bucket up through a soil pile or with a load. It's usually greater than or equal to the tipping capacity. The struck capacity is a theoretical measurement of how much a bucket can hold if it's filled with material only to the top of the bucket's edges. Heaped capacity is the struck capacity plus a heaped load. It's about 1/3 more than the struck capacity. You will most commonly haul heaped loads. Remember that not all materials will weigh the same amount, so you need to pay close attention to your machine's capacity charts and labels. You also need to understand how your machine is balanced. Front-end loaders carry most of their weight in the back of the machine. However, when you engage a load, the weight distribution shifts the front tires. For that reason, you have to be careful not to engage heavy loads that could cause the machine to flip. In the end, what is most important is staying within the